Hi guys, welcome back to another Pixel Herd video. This time we're going to be discussing Nintendo and its possible leaks. Alright, so sometime in July, supposed files from Nintendo showing source code and other development material began to leak online. Since then, fans and even developers have begun to comb through all of this large amounts of source code based on developers' reactions seem to have some legitimacy to them and the origins of where they came from.
One part of the leak was actually confirmed to be legitimate when a developer who created a tool tweeted, "WTF, I haven't seen this tool I made for Star Fox 2 in almost 30 years. I wrote an early C++ to teach myself the language more than anything else. Where the hell have these hackers got this obscure data from?"
Some of the leaked contents that have been combed over and released contains information, images, source code from the classic games such as Super Mario 64 and various Zelda titles. There are characters that we've never seen before, early and eventually changed designs, developer test levels, and even developer diaries.
Yeah, and one of these developer diaries actually kind of shows a reason why Star Fox 2 might have been cancelled. It's quite a spicy reason, and I'll leave it to you to read up and find out about that, as I don't really want to say the topic on a YouTube video. But if you want to see what we're talking about, then there's a link in the description below to the Polygon article where a lot of this leak is detailed and explained. And I invite you to do so, because some of it is really cool, and there's some really good images in there, which I can't show all of them in this video. But yeah, so look in the description for that link. But yeah, so that was a huge data leak. Or somewhere from somewhere, a huge, they're calling it the Giga-leak from Nintendo, or Giga-leak maybe.
Giga-leak, yeah.
Someone must have been like saving this shit over like the developer whose tool was released. This was his tool, so obscure off to the side, that was using a component of a game that was never released, and someone has it.
And he wasn't even using it for the game. He was just using it just as I'll just use this to teach myself how to use the program. And they've just like,
Where are they storing this? How have they got room to install anything else with all that data? 30 years, that's absurd.
I mean, you've got scrap Gen 4
impressive.
legendaries from Pokemon. You know,
You got like Nintendo Super Mario sprites that were
Hidden
never
test
used, like
levels.
Grandpa Yoshi. Like what? Where?
There was a
punching Yoshi in the head?
Luigi. There was a Luigi giving the middle finger.
Yes.
Like where?
Why
did these
wasn't that
come
kept in?
from? Right? That would be.
Yeah, there was the Mario punching Yoshi in the face, make him spit fire.
Yeah.
There was a lot of extra. There was a hidden test level from Super Mario 60 or Mario 64. Like, there was a lot of really cool things, and I don't where, who, and what, and how. Why is this person storing somewhere? Was it a team? Like, this is impressive. There's so much data and so much leak. It's really bizarre. Yeah, it's impressive.
But we need to get to the real point of this. This is an illegal act, releasing all this information that wasn't supposed to be released. And it's causing a spark in the community. It's like, lots of people are loving it because it's releasing loads of content of games that they loved as a childhood. But at the same time, this is a massive data breach. And it could lead to some serious consequences.
There's
It's
potential
interesting. Leaks are always
backlash.
controversial.
Yeah. If it was simply game content and game source code, it probably wouldn't have been too much to worry about. But yeah, especially like with developer diaries and people's thoughts in their own private space is something that you're generally not going to want to throw to the wild and let the entire world see. So that's true. That's a good point.
Not even that, on like a moral point, like standard as well. Like if you're a developer or like an artist or something like that, or a writer, and you wake up one day and you go online and all your unpublished work and stuff like that you've been working on for years is just on the internet for everyone to see as well, like stuff that's not meant to be seen. It's not yet, but this is stuff that was never meant to see the public eye. And like as well, they've got
but that's
as well, reading the article, they've got diary and calendar along with private conversations between developers and everything like that. It's not just sprites and stuff like that, it's private conversations between developers.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's obviously something that shouldn't necessarily be put in the public eye because it is private. But on the flip side, for things like art assets that were cut out of the game and test levels that people never got to see, I'm sure a lot of developers are kind of happy about that. Like, this is, you can see a lot of the hard work and a lot of the effort in the stuff that we put into this, and some stuff that got cut out that we were hoping you get to see anyway. Like, I think when it comes to missing game content, it's not necessarily a negative. Like it's interesting to see a lot of this extra stuff that you never get to see.
Yeah, some of it is cool. Like
That's
Star Fox didn't seem upset, did he? He was more like surprised. He's like, wow, I remember that song. Holy hell. Almost forgot about that.
Yeah,
he didn't seem upset.
I bet you that was a happy moment for him. Like, holy crap, I remember that when I was just starting out.
Blast of the past.
They haven't even got through all yet, have they? That's the thing. There's so much of it. I mean, also the worrying thing is, if it's all classic games like Super Mario 64, then there's not too much. Like, source code isn't damaging. It's not anything. They're not going to be using that code now.
It's going to disappear into the obscure anyway.
If there's anything newer, like, let's say, Breath of the Wild, and that starts... I don't know if there is anything like that in there. I can't see anything relating to anything newer in there. But
there's nothing new. There's old stuff, but there's, like, high-res images of Legend of Zelda games, such as all the boots. I don't really know the names of them. The boots of steel, or whatever you call them. The iron boots that were released in HD, which is like a really nice thing to see, because in the game you only seen like a low res graphic of it, and now you're getting this full, or like I don't know if it's 4K, but they say 2K image. Brilliant. And but at the same time, it's
you know, like speaking of Nintendo leaks, a few months ago there was the Super Mario 64 leak of a giant bulk of its source code, which enabled them to make a very smooth 4K edition on the PC of Super Mario 64. Damn. Nintendo was very upset. They did their best to take it down, but if you got a copy, like, you now have a 4K fully optimized copy of Nintendo 64 on your PC, and that has the potential to happen with some of these games. I'm sure Nintendo's going to be very upset about it, but as a PC user,
as a gamer at heart,
yay!
Another thing some people pointed out is that obviously it's kind of damaging for developers, because Nintendo obviously put more security measures in place, which will make current developers' jobs harder, because they'll be worried about more leaks coming in future. There'll be a lot more things put in place that will make their life a lot harder. So that's another downside to this kind of thing. It's fun for us and fun for some of the old developers maybe to see some of their old work coming back out in the light, but I think for Nintendo, they've obviously got some major security problems going on. That's going to be a bit of a sleepless night, I think, for a few of the executives there, I'm sure.
Poop rolls downhill.
Yeah, I mean, especially if like a lot of this was held in confidence, like there could be some developers coming after Nintendo for a lack of security. So who knows?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching the video. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe.
And what are your thoughts on this leak? Is it positive? Is it negative? Do you see this as a good thing? Or would you rather this didn't happen at all? Please, just let us know your thoughts on this and leave it in the comment section below.